Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. My opponent for this battle is going to be Rockstar4r, I think that was his name. Yeah, and this battle, he wanted a UU battle, so I was like, okay. The team that I'm going to use for this UU battle is going to be this team again, the Aerodactyl team. Reason being is just because I kind of wanted to use it a little bit more, see if I can maybe do some other things with the team. I know I've used it previously in a few battles in the past, but I kind of wanted to see what more I could do with it, so I decided to bring it out once again. This guy's team is pretty much scary at this point still, because there's a Hydreigon, there's a Muck, and a Scizor, and Mega Pidgeot, which is always a scary thing in all honesty in UU. Oh, and Mamoswine. Mamoswine can be a pest because it has Volt Switch immunity, can be Sash, can be a Rock Slide, can be an Endeavor Ice Shard set or something like that. You can run all kinds of sets, and it's kind of hard to predict that damn thing, especially if the opponent knows how to pivot well around it and whatnot. But yeah, here we go. This is going to be the battle. He's going to lead off with, I think, the Mamoswine. Yeah, I think he leads with Mamoswine, and I think I lead with Swampert, because I was anticipating him to lead with Mamoswine, which he does. And here, I think for the first turn, we're going to actually exchange rocks. We're going to actually exchange rocks, and then after this turn, I'm going to actually try to Scald him so that I can get some damage off, so that this thing is easier to KO, especially after rocks, because if this thing is relatively healthy, he can easily pivot around me and keep bringing back this damn Mamoswine and just proceed to do a lot of damage with its powerful attacks in Earthquake and Icicle Crash and whatnot. So here I go for Scald. He does hard switch into Scizor for some reason, I guess because he didn't want to lose the Mamoswine, but he does have a chance to get burned on the Scizor. He's going to go for Roost right here. And I'm going to keep going for Scald because there's nothing better to do other than Scald against this thing. Especially when I know I can get the burn on this thing since it's immune to poison. And I do get the burn, thankfully, which is really, really good. He turns out to be a leftover set, which is actually also good to know, because this tells me that it's probably a bulky Scizor that doesn't have Swords Dance. And it's probably of the Defog Roosting variety, it's as opposed to the Swords Dance Roosting variety. Which is really, really good because I don't have to worry about this thing setting up and sweeping. Because that was my biggest fear against this Scizor. What I'm going to do right here now is actually go for the Earthquake just to get more damage, because I think Earthquake does do more damage than Scald. I just went for Scald initially so that I could get the burn on anything that he has out in the field, and the Scizor was one of them, and it did get the burn, so as a result I didn't see why not switch it to Earthquake. I think here though I decided to switch into Doublade, reason being was just because I wanted to actually KO this thing as soon as possible, and I figured let's do it with Doublade that can set up Swords Dance, and then I'll proceed to hit something really, really hard with Garble or Shadow Claw, depending on the matchup. But what he's going to do here now is actually finally U-turn. And I decided, he goes into Hydreigon, so I had to switch out obviously. And I decided to go into the obvious switch in that is Sylveon. And he's actually going to go for Fire Blast. I think predicting my, I don't think he was predicting, oh, I think he was predicting, no, he would, was he predicting my Heracross to come in? I don't know. I don't think Fire Blast was the play there. I think Dark Pulse was the play, but, or because, well, you're about to find out right now. He goes for Fire Blast. It does quite an amount to Sylveon. It made me think that it was maybe Choice Specs, but I wasn't too sure yet, so I didn't want to risk this thing being possibly Scarf, so I just stayed in. I think I went for Wish here as he switched into the Muck, and here I hard switch into Aerodactyl, hoping he doesn't go for Ice Punch or Thunder Punch or something like that. Thankfully he doesn't. He ends up going for Gunk Shot, and because I wished with Sylveon, I was able to get past the Wish to Aerodactyl, which is really, really good. So here he's going to switch out, go into Scizor. And I think here I try to go for Stone Edge. I stay in and go for Stone Edge just to get some damage on anything he switches in, whether it be the Aerodactyl or the Hydreigon, because I was also anticipating the Hydreigon to potentially come in on predicting an Earthquake or something. So I just went for Stone Edge. Thankfully it didn't miss. It does get a lot of damage on the Scizor, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to kill it. So what I'm going to do now here is reveal the Earthquake and just KO the Scizor, because if he goes for Roost one more time on this thing, I'm not going to be able to KO this thing, and it is a threat to a lot of my team, so I decided to stay in, go for Earthquake. He does Bullet Punch, but thanks to the burn, it's not going to do a lot of damage to my Aerodactyl, so that's actually good. So I felt perfectly fine doing this. Worst case scenario would have been that I get credit or something, but thankfully that wasn't the case. So here he's going to go into Mamoswine. Now I know this thing can Ice Shard, so I decided to hard switch into Swampert here, expecting that Ice Shard, but he actually ends up going for Stealth Rocks here, which is a really, really good play because he predicted my switch. Now here, I think I tried to go for Scald again. I don't remember. I think I do try to go for Scald though. And, yeah. Oh, no, I actually go for Stealth Rocks because I think he went the fog earlier with Scizor, and I decided to get my rocks back up, especially since he got his rocks up with Mamoswine again. So I wanted to even up the playing field every time he got his rocks off the field as well as mines, and then get them back up later. So here I hard switch into Tentacruel because I wanted to see if he had Flash Cannon on this Hydreigon, expecting the Sylveon switch, and this turns out to actually be true in the end because he does have Flash Cannon. This is one of the reasons why I wondered, why would he go for Fire Blast then? Because the only other reason he could have gone for it is predicting my Heracross to come in, but he'd have to predict me to predict him to go for Dark Pulse then if that were the case, but I don't know. Here, I think I went for Toxic Spikes here on the switch in to Mamoswine, so I hard switch into Swampert once again. I was hoping I can actually take an Earthquake here very well, because in most cases I actually can with defensive Swamperts, but this Mamoswine actually turned out to be Life Orbed. And what's even dumber of me here, it was that I actually stayed in because I thought I could still take an Icicle Crush if he tried going for that. But he actually does take out my Swampert, and it was once again because of the Life Orb. So even though I saw Life Orb there, I instantly forgot that it had Life Orb. That's just crazy right there, not gonna lie. But either way, I lose Swampert, so this now gives me a free switch into Heracross here. And I think I just go for the Close Combat, because whatever he switches in is going to take a lot of damage from Close Combat. He does go into the Muck, which can take a Close Combat, unfortunately. So I have to go for Close Combat yet again in case he tries to switch out into something else. I do get the Burn Off, which is good. Oh no, I don't go for another Close Combat. I think I went for Knock Off, predicting a possible switch into something else. I don't know what though. Like, maybe it was just in case he switches into something else, maybe to Sackett or something, I don't know. He does go into Pidgeot. If he went into this Pidgeot, though, that knockoff would have just been so devastating. But, yeah. So, here, he does go into Pidgeot after I take out the Muck. And now, here, I had to hard switch into Aerodactyl because I was thinking the only moves that these Pidgeots can carry, possibly, is U-Turn, Hurricane, Heat Wave, and Roost. But I don't think I've ever seen it carry Hidden Power Steel or Electric or anything like that. So I was just like, okay, I'll hard switch into this and hope none of that craziness is in this Pidgeot and whatnot. And he does end up going for U-Turn and ends up going back into Mamoswine. Now, unfortunately, here I have to switch out because I don't want to lose Mega Aerodactyl, because Mega Aerodactyl is actually kind of my win condition in this battle, believe it or not. So, because he can take out a lot of his mons if I just am matched up here correctly here. I hard switch into Heracross here because I was thinking I could maybe take an Ice Shard very well, that I could maybe take 2 of them. But unfortunately, I once again forgot that this damn thing was Life Orbed, and it's doing a lot to everything I switch in. So I hard switch into Doublade now, hoping for another Ice Shard here, expecting me to stay in. But thankfully he does. But now here he's gonna actually switch out and go into Darmanitan. I think here I don't know if I doubled or if I just went for another if I went for a Shadow Snake. Yeah, I doubled here, and I went into Heracross right here because I was thinking maybe he'll try to switch back into Mamoswine or something. I wasn't sure, honestly. So here I just I sack Heracross because Heracross took rocks damage and it's burned, so it's not gonna last for too long now. So it's not even gonna be able to do anything because if you look at the rest of his team, he doesn't it doesn't outspeed anything. Everything outspeeds Heracross, especially since he now knows that it's not Scarf. So here I'm gonna send in Sylvia. Now what I do here is just go for Protect because I wanted to see, since this is a double down, we both sent out our Pokemon. I decided to go for Protect to see if he locks himself into a move. He does go for Flash Cannon right here, and I think here I was kind of afraid of him just staying in, so I decided to switch out. And I think I went into well, first he's gonna switch out. He's gonna go into Darmanitan, and I think I went into Tentacruel because what I wanted to do was, if he stayed in and went for Flash Cannon, I would have sent in Tentacruel. And I would have gotten the Rapid Spin off to get rid of the rocks, because let me tell you that these rocks are actually hurting my team quite a bit. It's crazy how every time someone sets up rocks against me, I'm always the one to suffer a lot from it compared to the other team. The other team, even if they have weaknesses to those stealth rocks, they don't seem to go, they don't get crippled very, very quickly, unfortunately. That's actually really, really annoying. But anyways, here, I was hoping he didn't have Earthquake on this Darmanitan, but he did, unfortunately. Fortunately enough, though, I was actually able to survive it somehow, and as a result, I did get the Rapid Spin off. And because I wanted to see if I can maybe save the Tentacruel for fodder, I do hard switch into Aerodactyl, anticipating it to be choiced in some way. And he does go for Earthquake again, and he is forced to switch out again. So what I end up doing here on the switch into Hydreigon is go straight for the Roost so I can get enough HP to, you know, be relatively healthy. Maybe take an Ice Shard from that damn Mamoswine, because Mamoswine is still a huge threat, considering that thing is life orb and hits very, very hard. One of the things I didn't like about Mamoswine was that it was really dominating the entirety of my team with its powerful ass moves in Earthquake and Icicle Crash. And Ice Shard, because Ice Shard is a priority move. And it does a lot of damage to a lot of my team. Here I think, yeah, here I sacked the Tentacruel, which is what I wanted to do in the first place, so I can get a safe switch into Sylveon. Now Sylveon here takes a Dark Pulse, thankfully doesn't flinch, and is going to be able to retaliate with a Hyper Voice and take out the Hydreigon, which is really, really good. Because this thing was another threat that I was afraid of, because if it specs, it's going to be just like the Mamoswine, just do a lot of damage. But if it's Scarf, it'll outspeed everything on my team, and I didn't want that, so... Here he's gonna send out Mamoswine. I think here I just decide to stay in because there's nothing else. There's no switch-ins to this damn Mamoswine. I did get rid of the rock, so what I wanted to do right here after losing Sylveon was actually sending out the Mega Aerodactyl and just try to survive, hopefully survive, an Ice Shard, and just take this thing out with Earthquake. I didn't want to go for Stone Edge or Aqua Tail because if I did, I could miss and then I'd lose. Here I survived with 5 HP, which is really, really good because now I get to finish off this Mamoswine with Earthquake. This survival from the Ice Shard was actually a roll. It was it had a high chance for me to actually it had a very, very small chance to KO me. In fact, it was like 6.3 chance to KO me, so it was a very low chance for me to have gotten KO'd anyways. But the amount of HP that I had left there was really, really damn close. I honestly thought it was maybe a low roll or something, but no, it was actually from the higher end of the roll. He didn't get the max roll. He needed the max roll to actually one-hit KO my Aerodactyl, which didn't happen. So because he didn't get to take out my my Aerodactyl, I did take out the Mamoswine, and then here he went into Darmanitan, and I was hoping he goes for Flare Blitz as I went into what's it called? Doublade, there we go, to finish it, to take the Flare Blitz damage and maybe hope that the Darmanitan goes down to recoil damage, so that then I can just send out Aerodactyl on the double down and just take out Mega Pidgeot and just take it out, which is exactly what happens. And as a result, I get to narrowly win this battle 1-0, which is really, really cool, because damn, I honestly thought that, well, initially, throughout the initial part of the battle, I thought I had the advantage, but then I realized that this guy's team was just so offensive that it was actually slowly but surely taking a lot of my team out. And it actually came down to this, which is actually a lot more surprising, because I didn't think it would actually come down to this point of the battle. Like, I didn't think it would be this close, so, yeah. But anyways, with all that said, good game to Rockstar4r there. Thank you all for watching this battle. I think that's all I gotta say. Yeah, this was a cool battle because it was really, really close. It really came down to the wire. I honestly thought I was gonna lose, and I was actually super glad I did not miss that Stone Edge, because if I did, that would have just been the whole game, and I would have been hella sad, because the RNG is a complete sin. But anyways, with all that said, I'm gonna get out now. I'll catch you guys in the next battle, but for now, just take it easy.